of the biggest promises in the modern car industry has turned into one of the biggest fears for drivers. They told us, less fuel, more power. They called it efficiency. They called it innovation. But in 2026, many owners are facing a much harsher reality: engines that throw warning lights, smoke, burn oil, lose power, and create repair bills worth thousands of dollars right after the warranty ends. Years ago, names like Toyota, Honda, Ford, or Mercedes gave people confidence. Today, on some models, there may be a silent risk under the hood: extreme heat, extreme pressure, complex turbo systems, and one small weakness that can become a major engine failure. In this video, we are not just going to say turbo engines are bad. We are going to break down Toyota's twin-turbo V6 issue, Ford EcoBoost coolant problems, Honda's oil dilution, Mercedes piston failures, and the hidden engine killer known as LSPI. And at the end, I'll show you which turbo engines have proven stronger and how you can protect the one you already own. Buckle up. The turbo engine crisis may be closer than you think. Section 2: The cost of downsizing. So how did we get here? One word: downsizing. Years ago, a mid-size car often had a 2.4 or 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine. Simple, calm, proven, and built to last. Today, manufacturers are asking 1.5 liter, sometimes even 1.2 liter turbo engines to do the same job. On paper, it sounds perfect: a smaller engine, lower fuel consumption, and more power thanks to the turbo. But real roads are not laboratory tests. A turbocharger works like a tiny turbine powered by exhaust gases. It spins at extremely high speeds, operates under extreme heat, and forces much more air into the engine than it would normally take in. In other words, you are asking a small engine to perform like a much larger one. But physics always sends the bill. Pistons face more pressure. Piston rings work harder. Oil breaks down faster. Cooling systems become more critical. And most importantly, a small manufacturing defect or a late oil change no longer stays small. It can turn into full engine failure. Downsizing promised better fuel economy. But for some owners, that promise became an expensive repair bill after the warranty expired. Section 3: Toyota's Nightmare V35 AFTS V6. Now let's talk about the most surprising name on this list: Toyota. For decades, Toyota was almost a symbol of reliability. But the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 used in the new generation Tundra and Lexus LX has damaged that image. At the center of the issue are reports of metal debris. Tiny metal particles left inside the engine during production may enter the oil passages. While the engine is running, those particles can circulate with the oil. Under heavy load, high speed, towing, or hot conditions, they can damage the bearings. The result can be extremely expensive: knocking noises, sudden power loss, engine seizure, or complete engine replacement. The shocking part is that this happened in Toyota's big trucks and SUVs, vehicles people buy for towing, long trips, work, and family use. And the repair process has created even more questions. Owners want to know: was the engine truly cleaned and fixed, or was it only inspected and returned to service? And here is the bigger question: if even Toyota can struggle with complex turbo engines, how much trust should we place in everyone else? Section 4: Ford EcoBoost and Band-Aid fixes. Toyota is not alone. Ford's EcoBoost engines have also been at the center of controversy for years. In some 1.5, 1.6, and 2.0-liter EcoBoost engines, one of the most discussed issues is coolant intrusion. Owners have reported disappearing coolant, white exhaust smoke, misfires, overheating, and rough starts. The problem may sound simple, but the consequences can be serious. If coolant enters the combustion chamber, the engine is no longer burning only air and fuel. It is also burning coolant. That can lead to spark plug damage, cylinder damage, head gasket issues, and eventually engine replacement. The most frustrating part is that the driver may not catch it early. The car may still run. It may only smoke a little. It may only lose coolant slowly. But inside the engine, the damage can keep growing. Some Ford fixes have been criticized by owners as Band-Aid solutions. Because a sensor, a warning light, or a software update does not always remove the root cause of the leak. It is good when an engine tells you the coolant is low. But the real question is, why is the coolant disappearing in the first place? Section 5, Honda 1.5 Turbo and Oil Dilution. Honda probably does not want to be on this list. But the 1.5-liter Earth Dreams turbo engine became widely discussed because of oil dilution. Here is the problem: in direct injection turbo engines, fuel is sprayed directly into the cylinder at high pressure. In cold weather, short trips, or when the engine does not fully warm up, some fuel can wash down the cylinder walls and mix with the engine oil. And that is where the danger begins. Your oil level may appear to rise. Some drivers may think that is a good sign. But the oil is not increasing. It is being diluted with gasoline. Thinner oil cannot properly protect bearings, the timing chain, the turbocharger, and other moving parts inside the engine. The warning signs can be simple: an oil level above normal, a strong gasoline smell on the dipstick, slow warm-up in cold weather, fuel smell in the cabin, or rough running. Honda released updates and revisions over time. But this issue showed how sensitive modern engines have become. Years ago, engine oil was just oil. Today, because of turbocharging, direct injection, and emissions systems, engine oil has become the engine's lifeline. Section 6, Mercedes M274 Prestige is not enough. Now let's move to the luxury segment. The Mercedes badge means quality, engineering, and prestige to many people. But the M274 turbo engine used in some C-Class, E-Class, and GLC models has appeared in owner complaints and repair discussions. The scary scenario sounds like this: the vehicle is cruising normally on the highway, then suddenly there is a loud bang, shaking, power loss, and an engine warning light. Some reports connect the problem to piston damage. Small cracks can grow, pieces can break off, and those broken pieces can score the cylinder walls. When that happens, we are no longer talking about a simple repair. A major engine rebuild, block repair, or complete engine replacement may be required. And with luxury brands, the bill is luxury too. Parts are expensive. Labor is expensive. Diagnosis is expensive. One failure can cost a huge percentage of the car's used value. The lesson is clear: an expensive car does not always mean a trouble-free car. When turbocharging, direct injection, and complex electronics come together, a premium badge cannot protect you from physics. The star on the hood may matter, but the engine code under the hood matters more. Section 7, The Invisible Killer, LSPI. Now we come to the silent enemy of turbo engines, LSPI. It stands for low-speed pre-ignition. Normally, the air-fuel mixture inside the cylinder burns in a controlled way after the spark plug fires. But with LSPI, combustion starts before the spark plug fires, suddenly and uncontrollably. This usually happens at low RPM under heavy load. For example, you are cruising at 1,500 revolutions per minute and suddenly press the gas hard. The turbo builds boost, more air enters the cylinder, fuel is injected, and a violent uncontrolled explosion can happen inside the engine. This is not normal knock. It is much more severe. Some engineers call it super knock. Even a single event can crack piston rings, bend connecting rods, or leave permanent internal damage. And here is the interesting part: LSPI is not only connected to driving style. It is also connected to engine oil. Some older oil formulas contained additives that could increase the risk. That is why newer oil standards like APISP and ILSAC GF6 were developed. So in a modern turbo engine, which oil should I use, is no longer a small detail. It can be one of the biggest decisions for engine life. Section 8, The Winners and How to Protect Your Engine. So are all turbo engines bad? No. Some engines have proven themselves in this complicated era. The BMW B58 is one of the most praised modern turbo engines. It is powerful, smooth, and has earned strong feedback from many owners. Toyota choosing this engine for the Supra was not an accident. Honda's revised 1.5 turbo engines also improved after earlier complaints. So the real issue is not simply turbo or no turbo. It is design, manufacturing quality, maintenance, and driving habits. So how do you protect your turbo engine? 1. Change the oil early. Even if the manual says 10,000 miles, heavy traffic, hot weather, short trips, and aggressive driving make 3,000 to 5,000 miles a much safer range. 2. Use the correct oil. Look for APISP or ILSAC GF6 approved oil with LSPI protection. 3. Do not shut the engine off immediately after hard driving. Let it idle for about a minute so the turbo can cool down and the oil does not cook inside the turbocharger. 4. Do not push a cold engine. Turbo engines need warm oil before heavy throttle. A turbo engine is not automatically bad. But a neglected turbo engine can become extremely expensive. Section 9, Conclusion. So here is the truth. The car industry is going through a major transition. Small engines, big turbos, strict emissions targets, and high performance expectations all came together at the same time. On paper, everything looks great. But on real roads, with real drivers, this technology can sometimes turn into very expensive repairs. The days of buying a car based only on the badge are over. Toyota? Ford? Honda? Mercedes? The logo is not enough anymore. What matters now is the engine code, service history, recall records, owner complaints, and how that engine has performed over time. In this new era, a smart buyer does not only look at the paint, the screen, and the badge. A smart buyer reads the story under the hood. Now I want to hear from you. Do you own a turbocharged car? Have you ever had oil consumption, white smoke, an engine warning light, or a repair bill that shocked you? Write your story in the comments. If this video helps even one person avoid the wrong car, it did its job. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next forensic car analysis. Take care of your engine.